Hello again, and we are back exactly where we left off. So, ooh, transparent water, ripply effect pretty. There's an aerial in the distance, or a telecommunications tower, as we like to say in the non-Britain. Yes, Violin, you're very emotional.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore.
Dude, this guy hit the bottle hard.
And tired, too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
So we're on a mystical island of absolutely nothing and a bunch of rock boners. And this, which, if the first formula was for yogurt, I'm guessing this is for pudding. You know, for a derelict island, this place has a whole lot of delicious things going on for it. People just slathering delicious, glowy pudding and yogurt all over the place. Maybe Nuka-Cola has started to make a pudding or a yogurt, and that's why it glows blue. Okay, where are the zombies? Shouldn't there be natives, like, up on the ledges here with arrows? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah! Well, I think I just died. So, guess there isn't a whole lot more I can show you, so I guess that's going to be it for my next playthrough of
Dear Esther.
Never mind.
I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence.
Did you try Google Maps?
Somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Okay, if you're driving down the M5, then I should assume that you should spend less time looking at your rearview mirror and more time watching the road. But then again, I'm old-fashioned. I like living through my car trips. Hey, look! I'm going to do my best impression to do with a boat. Here we go. My boat. Nah. That was pretty lame. Never mind. You know, I think the full title of this game was probably The Oregon Trail 2, Dear Esther. How to explain all the trails and paths and what have you.
An imagined answer phone message. The tires are flat, the wheel spins loosely, and the brake fluid has run like ink over this map, staining the landmarks and rendering the coastline mute, compromised. Where you saw galaxies, I saw only bruises cut into the cliff by my lack of sobriety.
I think your lack of sobriety also induced the word answer phone. We don't have those. Neither did he eat nor drink. Well, all I've seen in this place so far is ocean and yogurt molecules. Oh, and pudding molecules. Now, here's some sand that I could put in my mouth. I was talking about salt in the ears and sand on the mouth. It's a good place for it. And it's by the ocean, so you can get your salt, and there's sand everywhere. Now, it's a good thing that Anakin Skywalker didn't come with me. Probably couldn't be able to cope. Jeez, this place is filthy. This place needs like 100% more neat freak hobos. More fence. That doesn't really protect anything. You know, whoever put the fences in and around this island really need to get some direction in their lives. Ah, this is a good place for some fence. Hello, Circle
There must
Stone.
be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
By plane? Or helicopter? Yeah, leaky boat is the only solution. This guy is not the smartest of protagonists. You know, wordy and British, but not very smart.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic. Your outline and your speech both blurred.
She was drunk.
Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Ugh! Ugh! I mean, his wife's death and all, but... this island is made out of kidney stones! Ah! Ah! What? Oh, my poor feet. I don't want to touch anything.
When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
What's the bottomless void in the earth that's a sex machine with all the chicks? Shaft! Ooh! A rundown building at the top of a cliff. I am so excited.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Ew! Hey, some Tuvan throat singing. That should relax me. Winding path, bleak building, Tuvan throat singing.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders.
Then how to get more sheep?
He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was There's no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either.
Okay. See, that's your main problem. If you're a shepherd and you're raising goats, you have serious issues. Hey, look! Another flow creature.
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by.
Yeah, what about when the
When I've
moon
removed
was
the last
new?
shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Okay, this guy's totally high. Dude, did I throw it already? I don't remember. Yeah, all these books. I bet these three and that one over there are the Twilight Saga. And these three would be... these four? Probably the first four in the Game of Thrones series. So this guy likes to be, you know, really depressed. Which would follow, really. Ooh, a cave. Let me use my go-go gadget legs to leap over there. The button isn't working. Tempted to fall, don't want to die. Maybe if I had one of those balloon balls like Jackie Chan had in First
In a
Strike.
footnote, the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver.
Again with a drunk driver, what did it, kill your wife or something?
Many of his claims are unsubstantiated, and although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined. Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.
Shimmer and blur with the right eyes. You mean like if you like bring an extra set of eyes along, like you stole off of a drifter?
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose.
Cool.
His fingernails were raw and bitten to the quick. They found the phosphorescent moss that grows in the caves deep under the nails. Whatever he'd been doing under the island when his strength began to fail is lost. He'd struggled halfway up the cliff again, perhaps in a delirium, perhaps trying to reach the Bothy's fire before curling into a stone and expiring.
So you think the paint is actually phosphorescent moss and not Nuka-Cola brand yogurt? Nah, it doesn't make any sense at all. It'll start to sound like this weirdo that I'm playing as. Hey, a Coke bottle! Nah, no Coke left in it. Hello, cave opening. Wonder if
Climbing
E-God
down
lives
to
in
the
there.
caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg.
Good job.
I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the Bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
That's cool. Well, this looks like a good place to stop because it's nice and pretty. So, in the next episode, we will be going into the caves and seeing what's down there.